Hello and welcome to Chess Please, and the game you're about to watch I've just finished playing. I wanted to highlight a couple of key themes that might be interesting to check out as I'm making those moves myself. So the first one is quick development. You'll see I actually give up a pawn here to prioritise getting my army into the field and getting them into my opponent's face. We also find a lovely outpost in our opponent's territory. It's not a perfect game, we definitely make a few mistakes, as does our opponent, but between getting our pieces into the mix as quickly as possible and then finding a really nice square for us to kind of leverage our army around, we are able to launch a very quick and pretty devastating mating attack, a checkmate that I was very happy with. So I hope you enjoy the game, get involved. So we have the black pieces, and let's see what we're up against. We're going to play our Sicilian, and hopefully we can do a little better. Playing against an Alapin, I do play the Alapin against the Sicilian myself, so I don't love facing it. I've been going for this sort of like quasi gambit line where you get your knight centralized first and then you offer up this pawn as a gambit. It kind of lets you develop these two pieces, two kind of pretty ideal squares. You also put a bit of pressure onto this pawn here. Not anything crazy, but it's a good start. And we'll just continue our development. We are, again, pawn behind early doors, but you try to kind of compensate for that by getting all of your pieces out super quickly and just storming on down the board. We'll get castled because our opponent is dilly-dallying, I would say, a little bit. Let's try this. We're moving a little too quickly, a little bit autopilot at the moment. Okay. Let's put even more pressure on. We'll give away this pawn, but I don't really mind because we can just get our rook out of the way. Okay, that's fine. That's a pretty substantial concession, one might say. We'll drop our bishop back, just keep a close eye there. That's a decent move. This square is actually weirdly available to us, so hopefully our opponent makes that mistake. I think they've handled that whole skirmish pretty well. We'll do this. Sets up the check, potentially. And let's keep that fire burning. That's okay by me. Might push here, but that's also fine. Still eyeing up this little chicanery. I mean, if they don't push here immediately, I'm very tempted to do it myself. This is just an annoying pawn deep in their territory. Hems in this D pawn right onto the back rank, which is uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. They don't go for it. Oh, because we could have trapped their knight. Because where's he going to go? He goes back here, we take. Back here, we take. I think we can do this with good tempo and then storm our knight in here, or our rook, I should say. Storm our rook in here. Maybe even double on that file. Seems appropriate. So for the cost of one pawn, we have a very annoying position for our opponent to deal with, which I don't hate. And trade off rooks here. Also fine by me. Queen can come in here pretty dangerously. We'll be able to at least get our pawn back. Whew, that actually looks pretty feisty. We want to watch our back rank, so make sure this queen can't eventually make her way there. Threatening checkmate in one, always a good play. Very, very rarely going to regret that. Bishop coming in here to make things even more uncomfortable. Yep, let's just keep that squeeze on. I don't actually know if they can get away with not losing here. I think we just bang, bang, bang. I don't see a way for them to stop this. They can take here, but then we would just checkmate here. Their queen is not going to be in time to do anything. Their knight's too far away. That's not really going to work. That'll work for a little bit, but not really. Oh, can we even do this? Yeah, this is a nice checkmate. Bang. Unreal. Get the whole crew involved. Every piece we had left involved in that mating attack. Okay, that was a rough and ready one. I don't know how well we played. The game review will take place now. But ultimately, a real smash mouth kind of game, which we love. And that is kind of the benefit of the opening we played. We take it on back here. Let's go game review. Okay, so a quick review here. We did play this lovely Alapin sort of gambit style opening where you play this e6 move, hoping that they take, and then you can just develop your bishop really, really quickly. You technically put a bit more pressure on this square, but it's already defended. It's more just get your pieces flying out of the gates and you'll be happy out. They wanted me to move my bishop here and just sort of force a couple of weaknesses here in the middle of the board, but we didn't spot that, obviously, because that's computer madness. We're just able to get all of our pieces into the attack really, really quickly. This knight's about to jump in very quickly. So again, a great testament to fast development. They trade off their bad knight for our good knight, which is a little annoying. And we are able to load up on the battery here. They wanted us to take their bishop back here. I think just to force, you know, the knight to come back here, and then we also have this check here. So we didn't really lose much by taking the bishop before moving the queen. But alas, here we are. We moved on forward. This pawn in here proved to be an absolute hero because he was able to lock this out, so stop the queen escaping on any diagonal there. But probably more importantly, give us access to this incredible e2 square. Now again, the computer, who's much better at chess than I am, when they offered this trade of rooks, and I just doubled here on the file because that's just what you do, you get your rooks on the same file, they protect each other, they lord it over on that file. When they took back here, I can kind of see where the computer's coming from. I lodged my rook in here very well protected with an eye on this square, but computer actually just wants us to take with the pawn and then I guess tie down the queen to stopping that pawn from queening. But from there, I guess you can kind of bring the bishop in here and defend it like this, but I think in the kind of the spirit of how we were playing, we were going for the throat and we actually gave away a bit of an advantage here, but they had to kind of see that they were in trouble here. They needed to be able to get their pieces back quicker because they did give us that f2 square as well, which we were dutifully able to use and find a really nice mating combination. Again, we saw here that the rook had to come back to protect the bishop to stop this. We brought the bishop in to further some of that pressure in here. They brought the pawn out here as well, so that it just gives them one extra move essentially, because when we take here, it's not immediately checkmate because now the king can come into this h2 square. And you might be thinking, okay, well, how are we going to do this? It's not like anything we do here is massively winning, but the most elegant way, which I was really happy to find with, was knight in there to g4, checkmate, and a nice multi-piece mate involved in here. So a very happy one, and was glad to get our pieces mobilized, get them into the field, and wreak a bit of havoc. Happy chess. Have a good one.